Hello and welcome, everyone. A very good evening and a warmer welcome to all of you joining in. Our delegates were registered for us for the main event. Participants, curious participants, enthusiasts, and some of you were just peeping in by scrolling down your Facebook or YouTube handles. A very warm welcome to all of you to this curtain raiser event. LENSED, the change begins. And yes, the change is beginning here right now, live on our Facebook and YouTube handles. We cannot be more excited to welcome you to this family because we had decided that TEDx 2021, TEDxSCBMCH, we have decided that we will be changing the lens that you all adorn. So wasting no time further, you'll find me in between because I'm your host, Preetiman Mishra, taking you along this event over the next 1 hour or so, where we'll have a lot of fun, a lot of interaction, stories, music, OC introduction, and the most awaited trailer launch of TEDxSCBMCH 2021, Changing the Lens. But somebody whom you need to know more importantly is a licensee, our chief organizer, the one who started with this vision to host TEDxSCBMCH online this time, and who took it all upon himself to lead the way and lead us all to successfully hosting it or going to successfully hosting it. So may I not waste any more time, and I welcome on screen Mr. Abhijit Kar, the licensee of TEDxSCBMCH 2021. Abhijit.
So, good evening, everyone. Professor John Keating had said, no matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world. It was in 2019 when a group of medicos from SCB Medical College came up with an idea of starting our own TEDx event. And that idea gave birth to our very first TEDx event on December 2nd, 2019. A day full of in-depth talks, inspiring stories, and some really extraordinary performances. Speakers like Subrata Bagchi, Smriti Mahapatra, and performers like Rakesh Tiwari and our own college bands had graced the event with their presence. And their ripples went far, resonating with all the 100 attendees. Now, continuing the legacy, we bring to you the second edition of TEDxSCBMCH, a 3-day online event with 9 talks and 3 performances. But let me tell you, TEDx is not just a talk show. It's a place to share and discuss ideas, learn and inspire. Us presenting the talks to you is not TEDx. You accepting the talk, absorbing the idea, and discussing it with others is what TEDx stands for. So don't consider this as a webinar or any other online event. Consider this as a celebration of ideas and stories that have the potential of changing your lens. This is what we are endeavoring to achieve. To tell you the stories that can change how you view this world and its problems. To present before you people who will tell you their perspectives. To share with you ideas that are worth spreading. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abhijit. That was a very, very detailed introduction about how this started off and what a beautiful journey we had in our offline on-stage event in 2019. So here we are. The main motto of starting this event, this curtain raiser, is giving you a chance, the delegates, the participants, anyone who has worked something inspiring to tell our audience today. And so we had a very beautiful contest, a story writing contest on all our social media platforms, where we invited all of you to write stories of incidents, people, any self-gain knowledge that completely changed the way you look, completely changed the lens, and in sync with our ideology at TEDxSCBMCH 2021. And we had 3 good winners out of the lot of entries we got. We had 3 good winners out of them who will be joining in live here and sharing their perspective about how something, one incident, one thought, one moment could change their life and could potentially change yours if you apply the same in your life. So starting with our first winner, In no particular order, this is Biswajit Panda, 8th semester student from SCBMCH, someone who has a very good tale to tell you all. So, Biswajit, the screen is all yours.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My is a student from my medical college. First of all, I want to thank everyone at the TEDxSCBMCH because they are the who gave me the opportunity to be here and share you the story, the story that really changed my life in front of you all guys. I will be always grateful to them. The story is not the new one. It's a very kind of old story. Everyone must have gone through this in their life. My story starts when I was in the 8th class. And I had a friend from the 6th class. We were together since the 6th class. And from 6th to 8th class, we kind of were in the same line of our careers. Like whatever amount of success I was achieving in the classes, and he was also doing that. And it was the 8th class when I started gaining some mileage over him. That was not that was not a very huge thing, but it was small, very small. Okay. Then he started something. One thing I can assure you that he was trying his best. I was also trying my best. But one thing he was lacking, I don't know what he was lacking, but he was trying his best. Then we, in a class, there was a conversation and where the students were asking themselves questions in between them. And then we got that idea that we can do this between us. And yeah, we decided, yeah, let's do it. Then sometimes I will be the winner of that, and sometimes he will be the winner. When the days pass, months pass, and after some days, uh, that contest, that contest, which was in a very friendly manner, try to became tend to be more like more fierce and more competitive. And we were doing our best to particularly that one. We are not worried about what was happening in the classes, what was happening in the outside the school, but we are not worried about that at all. What we were worried about is just one particular moment when we are coming back from the school or going to the school. We wanted to win that competition. And one thing I must tell you, the venue for the competition uh, was not a particular place. It could be anywhere. I mean, in the classes, in the playground, uh, we have to cross a river to go to the school. And in the boat, while crossing the river, he also used to ask me the questions. And in front of everyone, like those persons who didn't have any particular idea about that question, what we were talking, but would be answering and further. And the response until some extent when it started become like kind of ugly, not ugly to be precise, like it was more competitive. Like we could go to any extent to defeat. Not defeat is not the particular word, but uh, when someone can't tell your answer, it's a whole different feeling. And I must tell you, that was one of the most beautiful feelings in the world. And we were trying to have that only. And then days passed, and after some time, we kind of stopped that. But the habit that he gave me, that person, that friend of mine, who gave me that, the habit that gave me that inculcated a serious kind of confidence inside me, and I could think that I can do anything. I can answer. I'll give you one example. You will ask me anything inside the book. I mean, those are lines. You will generally, you will not go there and read those things. And that's not necessary either. For example, where you can find box size, there will be 3-4 states: Jharkhand, Odisha, etc. He will ask me tell 4 states where you can find plenty of box size. And who the hell goes through that? And this was the kind of questions he used to ask me. And after some time, we just finished that, as I told. But the habit of answering him, the defending myself from his questions, from his answers, and I must tell you, the answers were not less than any 150 an hour answer. So I got that opportunity, got that knack of facing him, and it really helped me in the long term and in the short term as well. And I must tell you, you need to understand, everyone needs such a kind of friend. And who builds you and who inculcates all the good traits in the world inside you. And I'm very much happy. I always thank God that I have got such a friend like him. And I just wish everyone should have a friend like him. Uh, at the end of the day, what really matters, if you respect him or not, yeah, I really respect him. At that point of time, for that particular 3-4 months, that phase of our life, I used to look at him in a like derogatory manner. Why he's doing that? Why he's like coming with questions all the time? Why he's doing that? But at the end of the day, when I go back and connect the dots, I think he has done a fantastic job for me. Not for him, I have also done the same for him. And even now, when I meet him or he meets me, we always share this thing, and it will stay as the most indelible memory in my life ever. And after all, he's also doing good. Uh, so it has been good. So that was the memory. That was the moment that really inspired me to go one notch higher in the life. And I just wish everyone must have that to be the better version of themselves. And that was like for 6 months or 7 months in my life, but that was a very key moment, and I really cherish those moments. And I really want to thank. I always thank him. But I really wish him to. I had sent that link to him. I hope he's watching this. Um, it has been really good, and so that's it. This is my story. Uh, that really inspired me to go one notch higher and to attend the better version of myself. If I have done this, then I will. Everyone is like, yeah, just go for it, and we just did that, and I think we have got uh, some kind of height to attain our better height. So it has been a really good experience with him, and so thanks for your patience. It was a very pleasing experience to share this thing with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Biswajit. As somebody says that हर एक friend जरूरी होता है, but एक friend जरूरी होता है who can change your life. And how beautiful it was. I'm sure your friend would have loved if you had heard this. And I'm sure, audience, dear participants, dear delegates, that there will be one friend that you would love to thank as well. So use the comment section. Let your friend know that how much of an impact he had. If you have a similar story like Biswajit, open up. The comment box is all yours. But yes, we all have heard from our childhood that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So let's not be dull. We are all bright and energetic. And to further energize you with some soulful voice, we have a real star, somebody who had performed already as part of the band Nishad in TEDxSCBMCH. I'll not take much of time. Put your hands together wherever you are, because the next performance is by Mr. Rahul Mahanti, a student of SCBMCH and one of the singers of Nishad the band, which performed last time. Rahul, the mic, the screen, the show is all yours.
Thanks a lot, Prithiman. It's wonderful to be back with the second edition of TEDxSCBMCH. The first one had, I cherish many wonderful memories from the TEDx that we had in 2019. So this time we are having, as we all know, in a different platform, we are having it online because of the pandemic that we are going through. And what I believe is that the most important thing that we should keep in mind in such a circumstance that we are in now is that we should not lose hope, because hope is the only thing, I think it is one of the most important things that will drive us through these difficult circumstances that we are going through. So keeping that in mind, I'll be singing a very soulful and a very which gives me this song gives me immense peace. It is a song very close to my heart. It is from the movie My Name is Khan. So before I start, Prithiman, can you please confirm whether my audio is all right? Or someone?
Yes, Rahul, your audio is perfect. Go
Thanks
on.
so much. I just hope that the net doesn't go haywire in between. So the song is sung by Shankar Mahadevan, Adnan Sani, and Shreya Ghoshal ji. So hope you like it. नूरे खुदा हो नूरे खुदा अजनबी मोर है खौफ है और है हर नजर पे धुआं छा गया पल भर में जाने क्या खो गया आसमां सर्द है आहें भी सर्द है तन से साया जुदा हो गया ओ पल भर में जाने क्या खो गया सांस रुक सी गई जिस्म खिल सा गया टूटे ख्वाबों के मंजर पे तेरा जहां चल दिया तू कहाँ छुपा है हमें बता यूं ना हमसे नजरे फिरा तू कहाँ छुपा है हमें बता यूं ना हमसे नजरे फिरा नूरे खुदा हो नजर करम फरमाई दे हो दीनो धर्म को जगाई दे हो जलती हुई तन्हाइयाँ रूठी हुई परछाइयाँ ऐसी उड़ी हवा आया ये कैसा समा रूह जम सी गई वक्त थम सा गया टूटे ख्वाबों के मंजर पे जहां चल दिया तू कहाँ छुपा है हमें बता यूं ना हमसे नजरे फिरा नूरे खुदा Thank you so much. Hope you all liked it and hope the audio and the video and everything was all right.
It was perfect, beyond perfect, Rahul. And the
Thank you so
comment
much.
section is absolutely flooded with the messages, the wishes, and whatnot. It's been a very, very beautiful performance. And as you put it very beautifully, that hope is what we live for. And we hope that this start that we have given to this event will go on and on as the evening progresses.
Thank you so much.
And we heard very good messages. We had a very good wish from Devshlok Mishra in the comment section and the YouTube channel. Very happy International Music Day to all our viewers. Moving on next, we have our next story. And our next story is by Chandan Chaudhary from IMS Sam Bhubaneswar. He's an 8th semester student, and he has something very emotional, very touching, very inspiring, and very life-changing for himself and maybe for all of us to share with you. Chandan, the stage, the screen is all yours.
So is the video and audio all right?
Yes, Chandan, perfect.
Okay. So it's my sheer fortune to be telling my story at an event which is hosting such eminent persons. I've been a great admirer of Nexus Power, which is revolutionizing the battery technology. And I've been a long time follower of especially Vikalp sir. So it's a pleasure. So now to begin my story. Two lives clinging to one, with luggage in one hand, me on the other, and yet to be gone, my brother inside her. My mother stood at the station for going home. This is just one of the incidents that she faced as a single mother. She, my hero, taught me to endure. She truly carried the whole universe on her shoulders and yet made it look just like a pair of wings. Being a single mom, she was the only one present when, say, I missed my school bus or my brother got vaccinated. But telling bits and pieces will simply dilute the subject. So I'll be focusing just on three stories. First was when I was in school in St. Xavier's Khandagiri. I got a pencil nib inside my left ear while picking, and I had to wait for 3 long days to get an ENT appointment, and I was in a lot of pain. She took leave and stayed the whole time with me. Here, she taught me to endure pain, crisis of health. Second story is quite interesting as I burst my quota of crackers in Diwali. But as all kids, I was not satisfied. So I demanded for more. Mother said no, simply because our monthly budget was exhausted. That day I didn't eat anything and I was just wailing like a baby. In night, mother cried silently, alone. The next day, when I went to her and told her that I'm sorry, she told me to endure financially and said that bad times are transient, they pass away. Third story was right here in SCB when we went to see the renowned psychiatrist, Dr. M.M. Rath from UCB. We waited in line for the whole day. It was so congested and hot, and I was feeling restless. I was only complaining. Might how we need to endure sometimes with patience. Now, she did give some money to a staff to get me in and they were teaching me bribe, how to bribe. But that's another topic. Last year, come last was from could you wait till I got home? If I did hear her laugh. I said today, single mothers in India. My one. So I would request if it's too late, just go to your mother, give her a hug, and say openly, this is not very long.
Chandan, this is Pritiman here.
And,
Can we have a repeat and with a better clarity? There seems to be some. So can we restart it again because the voice was cracking, and so The sentences were not complete.
Okay, one second. One, and let me.
A small interruption there. We'll be having Chandan back really soon. There's some network issue. Well, that's something that happens in online events. That's something we are all accustomed over the last 1 year going into our classes, joining in webinars, and we have seen this everywhere. So please bear with us. Till then, the comment section is all yours as our first participant, Biswajit, beautifully told about his friend. You might all have your own best friend, your own one friend from your childhood who changed your life. So go on, fill in the comment section and tell that who was that big influence in your life, or simply who was that big influence or one big incident in your life. Just name that person, go on and fill in the comment section. That is all
Hello?
yours because we want to give a voice to everyone. Yes, Chandan.
Am I audible now?
Yes, Chandan.
Okay. Is the network issue solved?
Yes, you're audible right now. If there is any issue, I'll surely tell you whenever there is. Please go on,
Okay.
Chandan.
Okay. So should I start again?
Yes, that will be really good. Everybody would love to hear it again.
Okay. 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 So it's my sheer fortune to be telling my story in this event, where which will be hosting such eminent personalities like Nishita and Nikita for Nexus Power. I've been a great admirer of their work, especially their revolutionizing battery technology, and I've been a long-time follower of especially Vikalp sir. So it's my pleasure. To begin the story, I'd start now. Two lives clinging to one. With luggage in one hand, me on the other, and my yet to be born brother inside her, my mother stood at the station for going home. This is just one of the incidents that she faced as a single mother. She, my hero, taught me to endure. She truly carried the whole universe on her shoulders, yet made it look like a pair of wings. Being a single mom, she was the only one present, say when I missed my school bus or when my brother had to get vaccinations. But telling these stories in bits and pieces will dilute the subject. So I'll be focusing on three stories only. First is when I was in school and I got a pencil nib in my ear, in my left ear, when I was picking it. I had to wait for 3 long days to get an ENT appointment, and I was in a lot of pain. Mother took leave and she stayed with me for the whole time. Here, she taught me that we need to endure pain in crisis of health. My second story is quite interesting, as in Diwali, I burst my quota of crackers, but as any kid, I was unsatisfied, so I demanded for more. Mother said that, no, you won't get it, simply because we exhausted our monthly budget. That day, I didn't even eat, and I was wailing like a baby. In night, my mother cried silently, alone. The next day, when I went to her and told her sorry, she made me sit and told that we need to endure financially, that bad times are transient and will pass away one day. My third story was right here in SCB when we came to visit, came to see Dr. N.M. Rath of psychiatry for my OCD. Whole of the day we had to stand in line and it was so congested. It was very hot and I was only complaining and I was restless. Mother said that, see beta, you need to endure with patience. But she finally did pay a staff to get me in and taught me how to drive. Last year, due to this ongoing COVID pandemic, my mother passed away. Even in her deathbed in ICU, she told me that, why did you come here now? Couldn't you wait till I returned home? Even there, she was concerned about me. But I did endure her loss. Learned well, ma. There are nearly 45 million single mothers in India right now, fighting alone every day. My mom was just one of them. So the message that I want to give is that tell openly to your mother that you are grateful to her. Go give her a tight hug. The story is not very long, but I hope it's impactful. At last, I will say that I salute the selfless, lifelong act of motherhood. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chandan. This was really moving. And I think there cannot be any two opinions about the role of mother. And in your case, someone who took it all alone, took it all onto herself to give you the best in life. And I'm sure wherever she'll be proud of you because you are someone who's coming out and putting this out in the open. And there will be a lot of others like you, and I'm sure they'll learn from you and they'll be inspired by your words. So thank you so much, Chandan, for sharing your life so beautifully with all of us. Thank you so much, Chandan. Moving on now, we have a performance again, and this time it's by the other superstar of SCB. If Rahul was one about Nure Khuda, hope, and so much hope in you, there is someone who wants to add that vibrancy, someone who wants to make you all feel in love again, feel joyed again, and feel celebrated, and whatnot. So I'll not waste any more time presenting before you Mr. Siddharth Sahu, also a guitarist and a very, very talented singer, winner of numerous competitions, numerous awards, and also a part of the Nishad band that performed in the last TEDxSCBMCH. So, Siddharth, I know you love to own up screens, spaces, and stage. Do it again today.
Am I audible?
Yes, Siddharth, you're audible.
So yeah, good evening everyone, and hope all of you are doing good in these difficult times. So first of all, I would like to extend my huge thanks to the team of TEDx for giving me this opportunity to sing here. And coming to the performance, so I'll be singing a few mashups of songs. So the main purpose of this mashup is to bring smiles on everyone's face. So without wasting any much time, let's get into the performance.
कितना चाहता कैसे कहूँ तुझे साया तेरा दिखे तो चूम लूं उसे जिस दिन तुझे मिलूं दिल ये दुआ करे दिन ये खत्म ना हो ना शाम को ढले रहे बस साथ हम तू रहे पास रखेंगे तुझे बाहों में हमेशा हरदम हर पल हर शब हमदम हमदम ये ली है मेरी आँखों ने कसम रखेगी तुझे ख्वाबों में हमेशा हरदम हरदम हर शब हमदम हमदम ये ली है मेरी आँखों ने मीठा सा जहर मैं तो पीता रहूंगा तू खुदा न सही मैं तो सजदे करूंगा मीठा सा जहर मैं तो पीता रहूंगा तो खुदा न सही मैं तो सजदे करूंगा तुम जो शीरे न हुए तो हमको फरियाद कर दो मेरी सांसों से जुड़ी है तेरी हर सांस कह दो मुश्किल आसान कर दो या तो बर्बाद कर दो या फिर आबाद कर दो छूटे आना छूटे मुझसे रंग तेरा ढूंढना एक तेरे बाजू दूजा मेरा कोई मोड़ना बोलना माही बोलना बोलना माही बोलना तेरे लिए आया मैं तो तेरे संग जाना ढूंढना है तेरे नाल जिंदगी बितावा कदी नहीं छोड़ना इश्क कदी ढूंढना सारे छड़ जाए माही तो ना छोड़ना बोलना माही बोलना बोलना माही बोलना Thank you.
Thank you so much, Siddharth. This was absolutely soothing to the soul, heartwarming, and you'll make somebody, fall in love with your voice. That's the kind of voice, that's the kind of melody you have in your voice. And I guess very beautifully you conveyed how beautiful is the concept of TEDx. Mixing up, mashing up three songs, making the transition ultra smooth. Well, that's what TEDx is. We welcome people from across different fields and put together them in a one platform. Thank you so much, Siddharth. Your voice was absolutely mesmerizing.
Thank you so much, Rai.
Thank
Thanks a
you,
lot.
Siddharth. Thank you, Siddharth. And now we will move on to our final speaker, final participant, final winner, you can call him. He is Ashish Nayak from SCBMCH. And he had a very beautiful story. While Biswajit and Chandan had it about one particular person who transformed their lives, or as Chandan said, a series of events that changed his life. Ashish has just one moment, one line which changed his life completely. So let's hear it right from the horse's mouth, presenting you Ashish Naik from SCBMCH. Ashish, the microphone is all yours. Ashish, your voice is not audible.
Is my voice audible?
Yes, perfect, Ashish. Perfect.
Okay then. So my story, as Pritiman Mishra Bhai said, is just one moment, not a very big experience though. And this experience everyone has felt at some point or the other, especially in the academics, be it in their school or in the university or college. But I want to show this experience to you through my perspective, my lens. Now, pre-exam anxiety syndrome is what I found in the internet, a scientific terminology, scientific condition that every one of us has felt in our lives. Now, this, I was showing every symptom of this. I was being confused, absolutely confused about how to perform in my exam. There's so much of content to be revised, so much of studies to be done.
Sorry
And
to
I,
interrupt you, Ashish. Can we have your video on? It would be lovely if the audience could see you as well. Can we have that?
okay, are both my
Yes.
audio and video available? Is everyone
Yes,
able to
perfect.
see?
Yes,
Okay,
perfect. Go on,
okay,
Ashish.
thank you. Thank you. So I was showing all the symptoms of this pre-exam anxiety syndrome during this COVID pandemic time, like everyone is having. So I called up the very first person, the only person who has been with me for such a long, long time, whose heart beats with my own, and who is treading with me in the same path in which I am treading right now. That is my mother. My mother, she's also a doctor, and she was busy in her COVID duty in Ahmedabad, but she still found time to respond to my plea. And she listened very carefully and very quietly to all my pleadings, all my confusions, all my questions of what, why, how, kab, kya, kyun, kaise. And only thing she said was meditate. Meditate on the Almighty and meditate on yourself. Forget that you're a human and remember that you are an all powerful soul, son of the Almighty, who has all the qualities of being a god, all the deities whom we worship. So I meditated for a few minutes and my mind felt silent, a little bit quiet. And then she followed her speech with the storm, the exam, which everyone faces in their life, the adversities everyone faces. But those who tackle it, those who enter the storm and face it, will be much more stronger and will be vaccinated, will be immunized to it when they come out. They'll be much more stronger. And that's what she said to me. She told me that ye tufan to tofa hai, which summarized all these words. She told me specifically about my studies that medical science was an ocean and that to gulp down an ocean is a very impractical thing. And that she quoted one of her professors that to be an uncommon doctor, you had to be someone who is willing to treat the most common of illnesses with the greatest of care and with the most best of expertise. Then she turned her attention towards the COVID pandemic. She said that you are not the only one who's facing exams. Everyone, every single person in this world, including me and you, is facing this exam at different levels. COVID pandemic has affected everyone physically, mentally, and socially. The economies have taken a nosedive. People have lost their livelihoods. Even academics, exams are being postponed, exams are being cancelled, and there's so much uncertainty and so much of fog and gray of what to do next. But only thing that we can do is give our best. Now, this small moment, my story, I would like to put an end by highlighting the most important point which yoga teaches to us is to look within ourselves, to take control of ourselves, situation, will automatically come into control. The outside world cannot be changed. You cannot learn a syllabus or a lesson about a virus which comes once in a century. Same way, a drama, the whole stage is set. The actors of the drama have their scripts, but the only thing that the actors have to do is give their best and to play their roles to the maximum. I am playing my role to my best as far as I can do. How about yours? Thank you.
How about yours, says Ashish? And what a beautiful story, Ashish. Something very simple, but I guess something really, really important. The last exam syndrome, pre-exam syndrome, as you put it. I think this is something very relatable for a vast section of the students. And I guess this is very, very important that we are all here as a part of a stage and it's the drama is on. It's our role that is in our hands and nothing else. So thank you so much, Ashish, for sharing your incident with us and inspiring your friends and everybody who's watching this. Up next, we have the introduction session. Over the last 1 month, a bunch of kids have done their best to set this up all for you, this event, this curtain raiser event, and everything for you. And I'll give the honors to the chief organizer, Mr. Abhijit Kar, to introduce the OC members before you all. Abhijit.
So I'm back again. So to share with you the ideas that are worth spreading, I have a spectacular team with me. You see, I'm just a coordinator. The work that you have been seeing until now and the work that you'll be seeing in this week are all theirs. So let me introduce them to you. Let's begin with the curation team, the ones who researched, selected, and connected the speakers and performers with us. I request the curation team to switch on their videos. So we have with us Tanaya, Sabya, Soman, Rahul, and Piyush. Next up, coming to our public relations or the PR team, the ones who connect you all, the attendees, with us. We have Karubaki, Pritiman, Subhashish, Ankita, Ayanandini, and Vivek. Pritiman will also be your host for the main event. Next, we have the designs team. The elegant posters that you have been seeing on our social media pages are all their work. We have with us Suteshna, Suman, Saptanshu, Animesh, Pratik Baisakh, Pratik Agarwal, and Pritam. The wonderful trailer that will be released today is the work of Animesh. And Pratik is the one who have designed a really appealing website. And lastly, the ones who are our voice, the social media team, Ronit and Aryan. Also, when you receive your TEDx certificates, give a thanks to them. Thank you. Moving back to you, Pritiman.
Thank you for the quick and brief introduction. And there we are, the team behind TEDxSCBMCH 21, Changing the Lens. And it's time to play a bit fun, interactive quiz. I see a lot of you in the comment section keeping it all engaged. We will love to engage with you. And so I will welcome on screen Piyush Ranjan Mishra, part of the curation team TEDxSCBMCH. Piyush, the screen is all yours.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Piyush.
Yes.
Perfect.
So great evening to everyone. It's our best time of the event. Let's hear about our first speaker. As I describe him, keep guessing and write your answers in the chat box. Witty tweeted posts to the 21 heroes of 2021. His charisma of super personality has been the talk of the country today. From Sisu to the Odisha Road Transport Corporation to our own Mobus, he is an absolute powerhouse. His India Cares Foundation has around 4,000 volunteers throughout the country. I bet you can guess him 200%. Who is he? So lots of answers. pouring in the chat box. I can see Swastik Shivasis. Yes, you are correct. He is Mr. Arun Bothra, sir. Thank you. Moving on to our next.
Moving on to our next speaker, a tech wizard who plays with code, a true patriot who stepped up to serve his COVID-struck nation in times of need, a change maker attempting to revolutionize the tech industry and promote Indian startups. He is working to paint a brilliant synergy between technology and healthcare. Keep guessing. And the answer is yes, Piyush is right. It's Mr. Vikalp Sahani, sir. Congratulations to everybody who got it right. Moving on to our next speaker.
A caring heart and a kind soul, clad in an armor of motherly love. She has been working tirelessly her whole life to save children and bless them with smile. Going beyond limitations of blood ties, she tries to provide the thalassemia patients and their families with care, education, and treatment. Any guesses? Not yet. Any guesses? Yes, you're right. She is Mrs. Sujata Riker, ma'am. Moving on to the next.
Next, we have a pioneer who delves into the mind, an unstoppable force who strives for change, with relentless determination to save lives, bring smiles, and glow with positivity. He has been striving to incorporate a neglected group of people of a society into the mainstream governance. Can you guess this person, who is very famous in the circle for his contributions towards mental health and India's mental health policy? We are waiting for some guesses. For all those of you who guessed, I'm talking about Mr. Soumitra Pathare. Dr. Soumitra Pathare, he's a very prominent mental health expert, and we really wish to gain some great insight from him soon. Thank you. Moving on to the next speaker we have.
A human rights activist and protector of the women, fighting injustice with the power of law, a peacemaker of global eminence, safeguarding victims of adverse violence. Can anyone guess whom I'm talking about? She's a very renowned human rights activist, a lawyer, and as well as she has got the accolades internationally as well for being a global peacemaker. There's a book, Thousands of Daughters, written on her, and she is none other than Mrs. Rutuparna Mohanty, madam. Very well done, Miss Sanvi, and Subhashish as well. Moving on to our next speaker.
An inspiration to the youth like us, Odisha's first entrepreneurs to be featured in the Forbes 30 Under 30 list, a duo was striving to build a sustainable and greener planet with innovations like converting vegetable residues to batteries for cars. So, can you all guess which duo am I speaking about? So I am talking about Miss Nishita and Nikita Balyar Singh, and be there with us in TEDx to view them and to know their thoughts. To all those who guessed it right, great job, guys. Now moving on to the next speaker.
Next, we have a visionary scientist turned entrepreneur
who seeks to change the perception towards neglected fields of medicine, who co-founded the Prante Solutions for research on prompt detection and affordable diagnosis of preeclampsia. Prante became the Howard Sai Tata Trust Social Innovation Grant winner in 2016. Among the 15 exemplary entrepreneurs in India to be awarded the T.A. Winner Award for Women in Entrepreneurial Research. She is a social entrepreneur and scientist who strives to pave a new path in lesser trodden roads of medical research, a mother who strives to ensure the safety of many pregnant mothers from complications such as preeclampsia. So, do we have any guesses? Yes, I'm talking about none other than Mrs. Dr. Sumona Kaji Mishra. Moving on to our next speaker.
An ace in the colors of the rainbow. Can anyone guess whom I'm talking about? She's a doctor by profession and she's an activist by passion. She has got many accolades nationally and internationally. She talks about very less talk. These less talked about things. Be there in TEDxSCBMCH. And yes, Swastik and Sanvi, you are right. She is none other than Dr. Pragati Singh, Madam. Siddharth as well is right. So be there in TEDx to listen to her wonderful thoughts.
So moving on to the next speaker, a social entrepreneur and insatiable curiosity and ingenious thinking. Guys, keep thinking, who is he? Pursuing a vision to save the environment and attain sustainable development. So this TEDx, you are really going to get some good ideas to save the environment. Come on, keep guessing. Someone who is known for his eco-friendly innovations. He too was featured. Yes, Swastik Shivashish, you are right. It is Dr. Binish Desai. Even Siddharth Sahu is right. So keep going on and be there at TEDx to see him. Now, after having heard about all our speakers, let's move on to our talented artist.
Sabya, can we have your audio on, please? I guess that's off.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Pratima. Yeah, to enliven your experience of TEDx SCBMCH, we have a beautiful who weaves magic through her words. A voice that speaks unfiltered truth, strong yet soft, be it complexity, social issues, or simplicity of the stolen heart. She creates, nourishes, and spreads stories that touch our soul. Can you guess who she is? Keep guessing, guys. Keep guessing. You'll love her performance, and I'm sure you'll take it as an experience to cherish for a lifetime. Yes, to all those who got it right, she is Miss Krishna Singh Ma'am, who will be our poet for the TEDx SCBMCH event. Moving on to our next performer.
Next, we have a master of pencil, colors, and clay. He has not only promoted art, but has created innumerable artists. Using the power of creativity and imagination, he spreads social awareness. An educator, sculptor, painter, and visionary, one man who has got it all. Among the first in Odisha to have a one-man show sculpture exhibition, he has made life sculptures of numerous living legends of India. He also founded the RRCA, an organization that is working for the promotion of art and artists throughout workshops and exhibitions. Can you guess this famous sculpture from Orissa? Yes, Piyush, you're absolutely right. He's none other than Mr. Ravi Narayan Rath. And we are extremely excited to hear him perform live for us on TEDxSCBMCH. So looking forward to it.
Moving on to our next performer, a gorgeous and skilled classical dancer who creates magic with her subtle moves and graceful abhinay, a proficient and versatile choreographer and guru who continues to preserve our rich cultural heritage and propagate its beauty and grace across the globe. Can you guess who this wonderful person is? Yes, to all those who got it correct, it's Miss Ritushri Chaudhary ma'am. Moving on to our final performer for the event.
So, our final performer is also an eminent Kathak dancer, an artist par excellence. From Guru Kelucharan Mahapatra Yuva Pratibha Samman to Ustad Bismillah Khan Awards, all are his. From Konark Dance Festival in Orissa to different international festivals overseas, he has charmed us with his magical performance. Guys, can you guess this performer? Keep guessing. Yes, Piyush, your bet is right. It is Shobhik Chakraborty, sir. Yes, to all those who got him correct. Great job, guys. And with it, we have come to the end of our panel of performers and speakers. And join us this 25th, 26th, and 27th to change with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sabya, Piyush, Soman, and Tanaya, and every one of you who took the guesses and made it all more exciting. And we will not ask you for any more guesses. We won't keep you any more guessing because this is a time where we will release the trailer for the main event. We love making this event a blockbuster because let's make this happening. Let's make this more enjoyable, make this a bit of show off because yes, change needs to be showed off, change needs to be shared, change needs to be something very proud of. And changing the lens begins at TEDxSCBMCH 21. And for that, we have a wonderful trailer made by one of our teammates, Animesh. So behold your eyes and get into the groove as we launch the trailer of TEDxSCBMCH 21, Changing the Lens. So that was the beautiful trailer to an even more beautiful event, providing you a small glimpse of what's going to happen, whom you're going to meet. And I promise you that this will be an absolutely enjoyable, memorable experience for all of you. So it's less than 4 days left. We will be going live at 6 p.m. on Friday. That is the 25th of June. If you have registered for it, great. If you haven't, well, I'm not so sure. You'll have to rush. We have very, very few seats left, and the registrations close very soon. So if you are enamored by what's happening, how change looks, then get ready to change your lens. And on behalf of the OC team of TEDxSCBMCH, we are amazingly awaiting all of you to join in there, have fun, have a great time, learn, and make others learn. And let's change our lenses together this weekend only at TEDxSCBMCH 21. The change will be happening live and all yours. So thank you on behalf of the team OC. Thank you for joining in this curtain raiser event, and we'll see you next Friday with our speakers, with our performers, and with all our respected delegates in attendance. Till then, have a great time, keep changing your lens, and get ready to encounter what change looks like. Thank you so much. Have a great day.